Hi friends, welcome back. Naji here. In our last video in Azure AI Agent Service, we have discussed how can we create a project and we have deployed a model and we try to do execute some kind of a chat right in the playground, right? And we got some answers, really good answers from by deploying I believe GPT for a mini, right? Okay. So what is the agenda of this video? So in this video we will be discussing on how can we connect to Azure AI agent using Python programming language. So there is some SDKs available, so we can use the SDK. Then we have to have some kind of a authentication process. Then we will able to create an agent, and we can definitely able to run some kind of a query, or we will able to build some conversation using the Azure AI agent. So we can start doing it step by step. So first of all, I am in Azure AI.azure.com. Okay, and also like I have open portal.azure.com. Okay, so this is AI.azure.com is specifically built for Microsoft Foundry. I mean Microsoft AI Foundry. Okay, and this is for the generic purpose. Portal.azure.com is for the generic purpose, but this also includes the features that Azure Foundry have. Okay, so we will be switching in between, like in both cases we will be switching in some scenarios to create the authentication or like a permissions that we will be using the Microsoft Azure portal, and the rest of the Azure AI service we will be using the Microsoft Foundry. Okay, so let's start building one by one. So here as I said, I have logged into like ai.azure.com. Now let me click on the start building. So first I need to create a project. So create a project. I can give a name instead of number. I can give YouTube. Okay, so this is my project name. They have validations completed, and you can see my project name, my resource, Naji Abu YouTube resource is my resource, and public network is enabled, and subscription is actually loading. I don't know why it's taking time. Let me check my um, network is good. Okay, so it's actually taking some time, and it is region is US East 2. So let me change that into US East 1 if that is available. East US is there, so let me select that. Okay, so everything looks good for me, so let me create it. So the creation process will take some time, so we will wait for that. In between we can go to the Visual Studio Code. So let me go to my Visual Studio Code. Okay, so this is the Visual Studio Code. Okay, so here we can see the requirement text file is there. So these are the few packages that we need to install. We save this one. We need to have a Azure AI Projects, then Azure Identity, then OpenAI, then Python -.env. So everybody knows why we need this, right? This is used for loading environment variable. Okay, so we'll talk about .env file later, but these are the basic packages that we need to install. Okay, then to install, since I'm using the latest Azure Foundry, what I need to do, so let me clear this. Whenever you install, you have to specifically say that --pre. Okay, so you can use UV. So since I am using the UV, okay, that's why UV package for the UV for the package management. So that's why I did UV. And in your case, if you are using like pip install -r, the before the -r you have to use the --pre. Okay, so let me install it. So in my case, I have already installed that. That's why it took only like a millisecond, but in your case it may take like a 4 or 5 seconds to install the details. Okay, so once that is done, we can go back to our Visual Studio, I mean our ai.azure.com. Okay, so here we can see the new project Naji Abu YouTube is created. Now let's go to build. Okay, this is the agent, and let's go to the model part. I need to deploy a model for this project, so let's click on the deploy base model. Okay, what I am going to do, I am going to select GPT-4o mini. Okay, so in my case 4o mini is needed, but based on your use cases you have to select which model that need. Okay, so I'm going to select this. Let's select default settings. Okay, I think deployment is done. Yeah, deployment seems to be done. So let me go back and see this. Okay, so here I can see the deployment is done. Okay, GPT-4o mini is done, deployment part is done. Okay. Now the next step is we can go back to our Visual Studio Code. So let me go back to my Visual Studio Code. Okay, then we can start building the code. Okay, so let me have a say the introduction dot maybe intro agent dot ipynb. So this is my file. Let me select Azure AI Foundry. Okay, now we can slowly start building the agent. Okay, so first of all what we can do, we can go and see like LLM is working or not. Okay, for that we have to import few packages. One is like Azure dot identity, and we can import the default Azure credential. Okay, and here we can see dot projects. I can import AI project client, and definitely from .env I can import the load env, and I can do the load env. Okay, so the importing part is done. We are good. Now let's select the create the project, which project that we are going to use. Here I can create AI project client. Okay, so I need to pass a endpoint. Okay, then I need to pass the credentials. Okay, so credentials also have to be passed. So my credential will be the default credential, and I have to figure out from where I will get the endpoint. Okay, so endpoint, for endpoint you guys can go and let's go back here. So this is the project endpoint. So let me copy this. Before that I can say that project, this is needed in the later phase of the code also. So let me save it here. I can keep it my environment variable also. Okay, but I'm not doing that now. Okay, so now the project is created. Okay, so whenever I create a project, now I'm getting an error. Okay, so I'm getting an error. Client ID should be the ID for the Microsoft Entra application. So let me delete this and execute it again. Okay, so here you guys can see I'm getting an error. The client ID should be the ID of the Microsoft Entra application. So in this scenario, it is expecting few environment variable. Okay, so it is expecting Azure client ID, Azure tenant ID, and Azure client secret. Okay, so we need to understand from where we will get this. For that, I can go to, okay, I can go to the portal. I can go, and here we can see the Microsoft Entra ID. Okay, so this is for the authentication and authorization, and here we can come and see app registration. Okay, click on the app registration, create new registration. Here I can say Naji Abu YouTube. Okay, so this YouTube app is the application I'm going to register. I can simply go and register this. Okay, so once the registration is done, I can get the application ID. So let me copy this application ID. I can copy this application ID, then I can paste it in the client ID. Now I need the tenant ID. tenant ID can be get it from here. Okay, directory tenant ID, copy this and paste it here. We are good. Now one more thing that we need to get, that is the secret. For that I can go to the certification and secret, new client secret. I can give YouTube app. By default it's expired on like 6 months. Maybe I can make it as I needed. I can make it 90 days for now. It's fine for me. But in your case, you have to discuss with your technical team or architecture team. And so after creating that, you will get a value and the secret ID. Okay, so this value is our secret key. Let me copy this and I can paste it here. Okay, so we have successfully created a ID and necessary tenant ID, client ID and secret key are filled. Now I can restart, then do it again. Okay, so now it's successfully executed. Okay, because it need whatever things it needed to complete the process. Now I can create a OpenAI client. Okay, project, I can say project dot get OpenAI client. Now create a response. Here I can say OpenAI client dot response dot create. Okay, I can pass a model. Here my model will be GPT-4 or mini. Okay, now input, I can give like a an input. I can say what is the size of, okay, Francine square miles. Now I can print it. Simply just do a print. Okay, can say response output. Simply just make it response dot output key, output text. Let's execute it. Okay, so the execution is in progress, but we are getting an error. Okay, so what is the error that we are getting? We are getting a permission denied error. Okay, so this is expected. And why this? Okay, so we have our project is there. Okay, we created the extra ID is also created, the app is also already registered, but we didn't give enough permission to this particular user or this particular service. Okay, for that what I can do, I can go back to my Foundry. Okay, so this is there is another way also, but this is how I usually do. So I can go to the portal. So what I did from here, okay, so from here I just clicked on the resource. So this will definitely will redirect to the portal.azure.com. Here I can see the resources. This also can be taken from here also. Okay, so let me wait it to load. Okay, it's in progress. It's done. Here I can go to the access control IAM. Okay, so couple of permissions has to be added to the app. So it's in progress. It's taking some time. Yeah, I'm not sure it is my network problem. Okay, anyway, sorry guys, we'll see. I believe it will load soon. Okay, now I can go to the role assignment part. Let's select the privilege roles. It's loading. Role assignment. Okay, so just click on the roles I can select the contributor role. Okay. Okay, so this is the role that I'm going to assign. Okay, wait, this is sorry, I made a mistake. So I can come here, I can select the add role assignment. Okay, so here I'm going to select a role, that is the privilege administrator role. Here I can select the contributor role. Now go back to next. Here select a member. I can select YouTube, right? Naji Abu. I can select my app, Naji Abu YouTube. I can select, what is my app name? Okay, Naji Abu YouTube app. Okay, app, I can select app. Where is my app? Okay, so this is the app that I'm using. Naji. Okay, Naji Abu YouTube app. This is the app that I'm registered. So this is the member I have selected. Let me select this, review this. So it's adding the role assignment. Okay, role assignment is done. Now we can go back and see this works or not. Okay. Okay, go back here. I'm just restarting it. Load environment, execute. So the execution is in progress. Again we are getting a permission denied. Okay, so here we need to add one more permission. For that I can take, again I can come here, click on here, add a role assignment. Okay, we are just adding some permissions. Okay, that's it. I can select the AI manager, Azure AI Project Manager. I can give this role also. I believe this will solve our problem. The permission, Naji Abu. This is my app. Select, review, add the role. Okay, so adding role is done. Restart, run all. Ideally this should work fine. Okay, so we are getting the output. So what we have done, we added the code and we registered an app and we have given some permission to the app, and we have updated the .env file. Now it's working perfectly fine. I'm getting the response output. Okay, I'm not going to validate this, but we are getting the output. So that is our goal. Okay, now we can see, so this is just a LLM part. Now we can see how can we create a agent from here. Okay, so our LLM is fine. Now let me go and create a agent. For that I can do what I can do. I can create agent. I can select project, agent dot create version. Fine. I can give a agent name. I can mention agent name as YouTube agent is my agent. Then I can give some definitions. Okay, the project definitions I have to import. So let's wait. Let me import few more things here. I can have from Azure dot AI project client is there. AI dot project dot models. I can import the project agent definition. Project okay, prompt agent definition. Okay, this also I have to import. So the import part is done. I can mention here prompt agent definition can be mentioned here. Now which model I need, I can specifically say that GPT 4 or mini is my model. My instruction is just, I can say, you are a helpful assistant that answers general questions. Okay, now let me execute it. We'll see this will work or not. Okay, must start with the alphanumeric character that contain hyphen in the middle. Okay. Okay, the name has, I put some underscore, so that caused some issue. Okay, the agent is created. Okay, now we can just print the agent ID if needed. Okay, so I can here, I can say agent dot ID. Okay, so this is my agent ID. I can say that agent dot name, take name. So YouTube agent is the name. Okay, now the agent is created. Okay, so let me quickly go back to my AI Foundry here and go to where I need to go to build. Here I can see the agent part. See the agent, I can see the agent I have created here, YouTube agent. Okay, so through Python we have created, and we are able to see that in our Azure AI Foundry. So that part is done. Maybe like in one more step we can complete this video. Okay, so what, oh god, just a second, let me open it up again. Okay, now we can create a conversation, and we will able to build a small conversation with that. Okay, for that what I can do, I can create a conversation ID for this one. We have the project, and we know our agent name, so let me set the agent name. Agent name is already here. Now what we need is the conversation, so I can build a conversation. The OpenAI client dot get okay, so it's I think it's project dot get OpenAI client is the, okay, something is not working here. Let me check just a second. We have our OpenAI client is there. Okay, project dot OpenAI client. Now for the conversation I believe I need a OpenAI client, then conversations. Yeah, so it's in the OpenAI side, and conversation dot create. I can create a conversation. This is a optional part. Okay, so once that is done, I can simply create a conversation for this one. Okay, so as earlier I can say that response. Okay, now OpenAI client dot response dot create. Here this is the conversation, so the conversation is already created, so this will keep track of our conversation. Okay, now I can set a extra body. So in the extra body, what we will be giving, I can pass my agent information. Okay, like agent name. So my agent name is the agent dot name. Okay, so which is already created. Now I can mention the type. Okay, type is the agent reference, RENCE. So this is the extra body I am passing. Now let's pass the input also. I know this video is taking some time, but yeah, I think we need to understand this. I can say that the same question I can ask, what is the um, size of France in square miles? Okay, so this time we are asking this into our agent. Let's execute it. So you are getting some errors. Let's see the error here. I missed the comma. Let me do that. It's in progress and it's done. I can come here and I can check response dot output text. Let's see. Okay, and it's give like 248,599 square miles. Something is its distance. Okay, and I can ask like one more question. So let me copy this and paste it here. Okay, and I'm just saying, since it's a conversation, I can ask like what is the capital city. So let me execute it. So the execution is in progress. It's completed. I can put like response dot output key. Let's see. So now it says the capital city of France is Paris. Okay, so here I didn't mention about the country, right? But since it is a conversation that we have built, through which it is identifying its previous conversation, and based on that it is saying that it is in the France. Okay, so I believe it's clear. Okay, so let me tell it again, what all things that we have done. We created a project, then we have created some registered an app. Okay, then we have given the enough permissions and we updated the .env. Then we have done, initially we have tested the LLM is working. Okay, then after that we created an agent. Okay, the agent is created, and based on the agent we build a conversation. Okay, so that is what we have done in this video, and if you have any questions, please try to ping me in the comment or ask me in the comment box. I will try to answer that. So that is all about in this video. Please do like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye bye.